Let's begin. Today's November 29th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 6 criteria cards. Criteria card 4, 5, 9, 12, 19, and 21. And the puzzle uses the blue verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 6 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D, criteria card E, and finally criteria card F. So criteria card A takes a look at our middle digit, the square digit, and compares it to the number 4. So should the value of square be less than 4? Should it be equal to 4? Or should the value of square be greater than 4? Criteria card B takes a look at our first digit, the triangle digit, and the Turing machine will let us know whether it's an even digit or an odd digit. Criteria card C will take a look at our 3-digit solution, and the Turing machine will let us know how many of those digits are 3. Are there no 3s? Is there a single 3? Perhaps 2, maybe even all 3 are 3. Criteria card D will take a look at our first and last digits, the triangle and circle, and compare them. So should the value of triangle be less than circle? Should they be equal? Or should the value of triangle be greater than circle? Criteria card E will take a look at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, add them up, and compare the sum to the number 6. So should the sum of triangle and square be less than 6? Should it be equal to 6, or should the sum be greater than 6? And finally, criteria card F again takes a look at our 3-digit solution, except this time it'll let us know a little bit about its structure. Specifically, there are 2 cases. One where there is a pair in our solution, as in the example 131, or alternatively, there are no pairs, but there are 2 scenarios. One where all the digits are different, as in the example 134, or all the digits are the same, as in the example 222. And remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that unique 3-digit code that abides by all of the 6 criteria cards we just discussed. And we're going to start off with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I think I'd like to test is criteria card B. Okay, so the Turing machine does not approve of my choice in triangle. Notice that I did pick an odd 3, but since the Turing machine does not agree with that, it's letting us know that triangle should actually be an even digit. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes in section B. And we'll say that triangle is an even digit. And since it is even, let's go ahead and cross out the 3 odds. So crossing out 1, 3, and 5. So I think the next thing I'd like to test is criteria card F. Okay, so it does approve of my choice in the proposal 314. Notice that all the digits are distinct. So that means that there are no pairs. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes in section F. And we'll say that the solution has no pairs. Okay, so they are going to be distinct. Well, I shouldn't say distinct. There is that scenario where it could be the same digit repeated 3 times, but I don't think that will be the case, because if it is a single digit repeated 3 times, then that would mean criteria card D would be irrelevant, because we would know for sure that triangle is equal to circle. So yeah, that leads me to believe that we are looking for a 3-digit code that all the digits are distinct. Now, we already know that triangle's even, so, and because they are distinct, square and circle, could be a combination of at least one more even. Remember, they have to be distinct. So if we do have two evens in our solution, they would be uniquely 2 and 4 in some order, and then we'd have to have an odd. So we know that we can't have an all even solution, but we could have one more in addition. And notice that, square could be a 4, it could be a 2. And if we do have two evens, possibly the sum might be equal to 6. That's possible. Because, well, let's see, we also have a bit of an ordering between triangle and circle. So, that doesn't tell us anything whether circle is even or odd, but we can sort them out. So let's see. Let's go ahead, even though I don't have a 6, let's go ahead and test criteria card E. Okay, so the Turing Machine does not approve of my choice in triangle and square. Notice when I add 3 and 1, that gives me 4. 4 is less than 6, but the Turing Machine does not agree with that. So basically, it's going to be one of the other two options where the sum is equal to 6 or it'll be greater than 6. And so let's go ahead and type that up in our notes in section E. And we'll say that triangle plus square is either equal to or greater than 6. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, because of that equal, it's really hard to cancel. Well, actually, we can cancel the 1 in square because 1 plus even the largest of 4s is still less than 6. So yeah, we can cross out the 1. Now, we really can't cross out anything else because this 2 can add to 4 to get a 6. So yeah, we can't cross it out. And I think that might be it. Trying to see if anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, we did complete our 3 Turing tests in round 1. We're now going into the phase where we'll be discussing how to construct a good second round proposal. So notice we did not test criteria card A, comparing that middle digit to that square digit to 4. And we did not inquire about how many 3s there are, as we discussed. At most, you could have a single 3, because if you have 2 evens, then obviously you just have 1 odd. It could be a 3 or not. And if there is a 3, it doesn't preclude the other one from being, even or odd. There's still really nothing to let us know anything about that. And then we also did not compare our first and last digits, triangle and circle, and we haven't quite zeroed in on whether the sum is 6 or greater than 6. Well, let's go ahead and let's just think about what if triangle and square do add up to 6. So we would use 2 and 4, and obviously square would indicate which even it would be, then leading us to conclude what triangle be the other even. So we could have something like 2, 4. It could be 2, 4, and then perhaps maybe circle is greater. which would have us choose between 3 and 5. And that would fall into criteria card C to help us determine that, whether it's a 3 or a 5. So it could be something like that, 2, 4, 3 or 2, 4, 5. And that seems to be probably the only possibility where square is 4. What if it's the other case where it's less than? So it'd be 4, 2. And, oh wait, I think I may have stated that wrong. If it's 2, 4, then it would be maybe perhaps, oh no, yeah, it would have to be, well, it doesn't have to be, but more logically it is going to be between 3 and 5. So yeah, 2, triangle is smaller than circle. If it's 4, 2, then, it's very likely that triangle is greater than circle. And that would lead us to have to choose between 1 and 3. So that's if the sum is 6. And that may be probably the best, because I think if it be greater, maybe there's just too many possibilities. So yeah, let's go ahead and choose, we'll say 4, 2, 5. And let's just review. Is that first digit even? It is. Triangle is even. The sum, we're creating a proposal that where the sum of the first 2 digits is 6. And there are no pairs. That looks good. All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and retest criteria card E to see if we're dealing with a sum of 6 or not. Okay, yes, so that sum is equal to 6. So let's go ahead and cross out this portion in our notes in E. And because we are dealing with a sum of 6 and triangle is even, the only way to accomplish that is if square is also even. So let's go ahead and cross out the odds in square. And because of uniqueness of no pairs, that means that circle must be an odd. We already are going to have uniquely a 2 and a 4 in triangle and square, so that can't be present in circle. So it is even, odd, where the sum is 6. And so let's see, let's see. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to test criteria card A to determine which even square is. Yeah, because I don't think... Well, let's see. If we test criteria card D, will that give us any clue? Well, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and test... Oh, wow. Criteria card D. With that, let's see, if we test A, we'll know which even goes where in triangle and square. Maybe we can deduce criteria card D based on what triangle and square are. Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's test A instead. I think that's, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, A. Okay, so I did pick a 2 for square, and 2 is less than 4. So it's true that square should be less than 4. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes in for A, and we'll say that square should be less than 4. So that means it has to be our 2. So we'll cross out the 4 in square, and then we'll cross out the 2 in triangle. And so we have our 4, 2. And, oh, wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think, can we deduce either criteria card C or D? Well, yeah, maybe. Let's go ahead. Well, if there is no 3, then no, we won't. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, so I think the best option, the best hope is that there is a 3, but I believe there won't be. But let's go ahead and test criteria card C. Okay, yes. Oh, wait, no, there is no 3. The Turing Machine approves of the absence of 3. So there is no 3, and so no, we won't. I don't think we'll be able to deduce what criteria card D is. Oh, I was almost happy that it didn't appear. Okay, so we'll say that the solution has no 3-digit. Okay, yeah, since I didn't choose it, the Turing Machine gives me a check, and it approves that the absence of 3 is correct. So no, I don't think I'll be able to deduce. Now my gut feeling, well, sort of my gut feeling is saying maybe it's a 1, because we rarely ever see descending solutions, but it could be a 5. Let me see if there's another way. Is there? Can we say anything about circle? Relatively speaking, yeah, I don't see a way to do that. Now I do like the fact that I got 3 checks, but that in itself I don't think is sufficient to keep it. So in fact, yeah, I'm going to change it to 421, and yeah, that still keeps the no 3 intact. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to go to a quick third round, and we're going to test criteria card D. Okay. Okay, yes, so my instincts were correct in that the solution does have a descending order, even though there's no criteria card having to do with that. So we will go ahead and say yes. Wait, yes. Is that correct? Yeah. Triangle should be greater than circle. 4 is greater than 1. So yeah, triangle should be greater than circle. So yeah, that eliminates the 5. So triangle should be greater than circle. And that's how we choose between 1 and 5. The 4 is greater than 1, not the 5. So yeah, let's go ahead and cross out the 5, and we'll say that the solution is 421. And let's see. So quickly reviewing, that middle digit is less than 4. Yeah, it's a 2. Triangle is an even digit. Yes. There are no 3s. That's correct. The first is bigger than the last. That's correct. And the sum of the first 2 is 6 with no pairs. Yeah, that looks to be the solution. But let's go verify that 421 is correct. So 421. Fantastic. Well, how do we do versus a Turing machine? Well, it is a 6 criteria card puzzle, but we did 7 tests. We'll see how we do. In the first round, we did BEF, where F was the only correct. And then we did ACE. We retested E and got it correct. and then we had to confirm D. So BEF in the first round, and then ACE in the second. So B and E were incorrect. F was correct. We did A and C. We skipped D, but we retested the sum of the first two, and then we did D. Okay, wow, so we still beat the Turing Machine by one question. What fortune is that? That's great. Well, again, I always ask, could we have done a better job? Beating it by one question, that's pretty great. But could we have made other deductions? This was one of those puzzles where, at least I don't recall any combination of criteria cards that would help us to deduce another. That'll happen. And yeah, of course we had to retest E to confirm the sum of 6. As I've stated before, I tend to now test criteria card D, the sum of the first two digits, in the first round. Most of the times I would leave it to a second round, and then it would just not be helpful. So here, doing it in the first round, I could retest it in the second to zero in on the fact that, yeah, the sum was 6. Well, what about you? How did you solve it? Did you pick a different set of criteria cards, or in what order? And did you discover anything interesting that you'd like to share? Add those thoughts to the comments. If you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up so that more people can find the channel. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe to not miss out on any future videos. Well, until next time, have a great one.